What's popular, YouTube? I'm here with, I haven't said that in some time. We're going to do some news for the month of February. We just finished Katowice. That was a magical tournament with a magical run from the winners. Spoiler, if you haven't seen yet, G2 baby, they did it. Hunter got an MVP. It was spectacular. Monacy had a 13-0 dual game versus Simple. We had Nico showing that he can win major events with a roster where everyone's playing well around him. Hooksy doing something crazy, not just winning one of the premier tournaments in Counter-Strike, period, but doing it after winning the world final before the break and then taking a proper vacation. It's always the case that the first tournament back after a long break, they're the most upsets. These breaks are what break you. Also, even just winning a tournament, the next tournament bombing out is such a classic. We talked about the Luminosity winning Columbus and then going to Malmo and losing to Tyloo. The magnitude of that upset, it's so classic when it happens right after a major. But G2, they look strong as hell. Second highest map win streak in history for LAN maps. The 87-0 on LAN that NIP got in 2013. You kind of see that that's going to be a little bit hard to come for. But in the modern era of CS, putting up 20 in a row, of course, no one else has done it before. So why don't we take a look at the RMR'S to get an update as those are taking place right now. So the RMR'S are lower level open qualifiers. So like everyone from all these different regions can fight for spots to play in the closed qualifier and then to play in the challenger stage of the actual major. On the European side of things, Eyeballers, RMR'S are two teams that actually qualified. Eyeballers have Flusha, JW. RMR'S is Taz's new team. What happened to all your favorite players? Are they washed up now? Spoiler, yes, they are. They are mostly washed up now, but it's great to see them still competing. And now the real tragedy here in the RMR so far is that there is not a single French player left to qualify out of the qualifier. France is not in a good place, and there's so much pressure on ZywOo. It probably feels like there's more pressure on Apex. It may be equivalent. They've got the biggest org. They have 8 majors on this team of Vitality. I've already talked about how they're all frauds and how they're relying on ZywOo. And unfortunately, I think that still is true right now. The Spinks looks better than he did at the end of 2022, and ZywOo the same. I think those two are really good, but Apex to Magisk, I want them to play in front of the home crowd just as much as they want it. So another piece of interesting news, another piece about a player that you know and love so much. Boomich and Hooch, one win, have signed Boomich and Hooch to come in as IGL and coach respectively. Well, that's great. Boomich, the crowd loves him. We want him back. I did a piece of content with ESL where I talked to a lot of IGLs and I said, who's the most annoying IGL to play against? And a lot of them said that Boomich Na'Vi was harder to play against than Electronic Na'Vi. And I was like, wow. But they all said, you know, when he played against Boomich, he was just so crazy with it. And that brought a little X factor to Na'Vi. So it will be great to see him playing CS again. We're cheering for that return. And it looks like, yeah, that's it for the... Wait, what's that noise? Oh, my Acezone headset's ringing. Hello? Oh, yeah. I was just in the middle of making a video. You already gave me all the news stories before I started. Yeah, there's a new one. It just came through. Oh, whoa, that's unbelievable. Okay. Thank you so much, Acezone. I appreciate that. No, you're handsome. No, you're tall, you're handsome. You're tall and handsome. Okay, yeah, wow. This just in from the Acezone HQ. Nexa steps back from OG's active lineup temporarily. This is their IGL. The identity of OG right now is Nexa a lot. He kind of said that he has had trouble calling for this team because their inability to kind of keep a default together. And Nexa, right now, he's calling a very contact explode, pop flash explode, low telegraph, execute type CS. And the thing is, I want to be critical of it, but honestly, OG, we're getting better and better at it, and it might be their unique way of playing the game. Nexa said to me at the Blast Overtime a couple weeks ago, he felt like Flamesy was a player who can do more of the second calling potentially. He's very smart about the game. And Nico, formerly from Heroic, is going to be playing in place of Nexa. It's actually going to be really interesting. Like, I want to see this, how they call now that Nexa isn't here. They've got a lot of the same stuff, but are they going to change up anything? So actually, got one more thing here to round out the day. We've got a emerging storyline here coming out of the Women's League of ESL Impact, with Nigma Galaxy winning their 4th Impact in a row and are currently on a 9-match win streak. Furia Female, it looks like, is the only team that they've dropped a map to. And what's really cool about this is, like, when this Impact League was announced on Twitter, a lot of players were either coming back to CS or actively looking for teams in CS. There wasn't that before. So there's so many to name have left for Valorant and are doing well over there, of course, making us proud as Counter-Strike fans. I think this is when you see the most progress. When we talk about like you had NIP and you watch how they played CS in 2013, they were at the cutting edge. But now almost an average level 10 player could play way better than they did in 2013. That's how much the game has changed. They probably wouldn't be able to deal with the pressure. The disparity in skill from then and now is kind of absurd when you think about how they were like running and shooting, how there was just defaults, there weren't really good executes. I think what was good about that in 2013, teams like that lead the way and push and show you what's possible, and then others can follow. And the same here. I think it's great to have a little bit of dominance here in the women's league with Nigma Galaxy to show where the gap is and how it can be a lot more competitive in the future. And this is where I think you see the most accelerated progress. And it benefits everybody to have a much more diverse mix of people playing CS together. Either way, thanks for watching. That was news for the month of February. I'm the brand ambassador for Acezone, by the way. You guys should check them out. Great headphones. Love the people. And yes, they've got the YouTube channel right now, so you can thank them for all the new content that's coming out. All right. So hope you enjoy that. And thank you for watching.